Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is the promised card box holder, and that is to hold the cards that I made a couple of days ago. So this was my original sample that I made and then one that I followed it up with. And so obviously this is the box that goes with it. And I've set it so that, as far as I'm aware, it will hold British C6 size cards, but it will also hold the American 8.5 by 11, whatever your standard size cards are as well. I'm told that yes, it will fit both, and it is a separated lid. I'm not going to take the ribbon off, but the lid comes apart, which is why there's two different colours, and it's lovely. And you can see the window sheet, and oh look, you can see my camera. Haha, there it is, and it's lovely. I like it, but it makes a gorgeous gift. So I'm going to have to put that right out of the way because obviously I've got framelit work going on here. But I need to also bring in my scoring tool. Don't worry about writing any of your dimensions or any of my details down. It's all over on my blog, and there will be a specific project link down there, that's it, down there a bit, in the description bar. So don't write anything down, don't worry. Don't panic, I do the hard work for you. Right, your first piece of cardstock for the base, for the bottom part, is 9.5 by 7 3/4 of an inch, which is 24.5 by 20 centimetres. And it's very simple. You score it at 1.5 inches on all four sides, which is 4 centimetres on all four sides. Dead easy. Look at that, easy peasy. Leave that one out of the way. And then your lid is smaller. That is going to measure 8 1/16 of an inch by 6 5/16 of an inch. So use your trimmer, look at it carefully. And in metric, you're going to cut yours at 20.7 centimetres by 16.2. And again, look at your trimmer very carefully. This one, just as easy. This one you score at 3/4 of an inch, which is 2 centimetres on all four sides. Look at that, I give you easy projects. Apart from the cutting part. Sorry about that, but that's so that it nests beautifully. Right, a little bit of folding and burnishing. I'm going to fold the lid first. You need to do this before the framelit work because we are about 1/2 inch too wide for the opening of the big shot, because obviously you need to put the framelit stuff going on in there. So you need to fold and burnish. So you might as well just do it all while we're here. That will be my phone. Probably my husband sending me a text, asked him to go shopping for me. Right. Which framelits am I using? I am using the Labels Framelits collection, and you can see they all nest. There's all sorts of different sizes. So I am going for, let me count up, which number are we going for? I can't remember. It's the middle two of 6. So literally is the middle two of 6 to get that framed shape there. So that's what I've done. So we're going to do the Whisper White part first, and then the bit on the lovely Hello Honey, which is that colour there. Just move everything out of the way. I don't have a massive desk, so it's all a bit cluttered right now. So here's my big shot, and I'm using the magnetic platform. If you don't have one, yes, you could use post-it notes to hold everything in place. I do have one, and I would highly recommend one because it's just blooming brilliant. Magnetic platform, cutting plate. There's my Whisper White, and I'm going to put the first layer on, and then I'm going to put that one in the middle, and this is where your magnetic platform comes into its own, because I can now cut this border without any issue whatsoever. So I'm going to put the cutting plate over the top, send the whole lot through, probably send my grid paper all over the place. Does that make anybody else's brain ache or just mine? And that's got a bit that I don't need, but I could probably use somewhere else. And my lovely little frame. That's so cool, isn't it? Right, I now need the smaller one to cut into my Hello Honey part. So again, put cutting plate down, and as you can see, it might have just fitted through, but it would have probably curled the edges. So I'm just going to fold, I'm going to position this first, then fold one side over, so I know that it's in the middle. Then I can fold that part over, and it will cut through without any issue but without curling those edges, which is the potential it had. That cracking is normal with a big shot. It's where the cutting plates are absorbing the pounds and pounds of pressure that the wheel has put on it. And there we go. All cut out. Perfect. Love it. Right, let's clear my desk and put the grid paper back. There we go. Okie dokie. So, don't need those parts. Probably could use them something else. Do need that bit. So what you do now is you come along and you trim all of these sections here. So if you cut up your score lines, there's a little box, so cut and notch in on both parts, and it just gives a neater finish. And if anybody's ever deconstructed boxes that they've received, you know, where they've been mass produced on a, you know, in a factory setting on a die cutting machine, you know, a big industrial one, you will see that they all notch in like that. And if it's just me that deconstructs boxes, I have no shame in saying I do that to see how they're made. Okay, same over here. I can't be the only one, can I? My children did laugh at me. I took them to KFC one day and I deconstructed the popcorn chicken box. Couldn't remake it with just a straight scoring tool. Because there were too many curves and angled lines on it. I don't know if they were embarrassed or proud of the fact that their mum had no shame in doing that in the middle of a restaurant. I hope they're secretly proud. Okay, keep cutting down these parts. There we go, righty-ho. Okay, to stick it together, I am going to bring out the new Fast Fuse, which is our new adhesive. I've deliberately left this gummed up because there are some tips and techniques for it. When you use Fast Fuse, when you bring it down, you have to flick. You probably couldn't see that. That was on a piece of white card, so that was sensible, wasn't it? Let's grab a scrap of something in a colour. What have I got handy? Here we go. See if you can see that a bit better. So you bring it down, and you flick, and that's how you separate it, because if you don't, if you just bring it down, you've got tradey bits, and then they get gummed up on this part here, if you see that, and then that just causes problems. So I'm going to de-gum that bit and stick it to myself. I love the stuff though, I do, and if you need to feed it on, you just push it with your finger, and that's what gets it going again. So flick it off. There you go. It's a little bit slightly harder to do when you've got small spaces, but you know, we can do this anyway. So it's down and flick, or not. Let's feed this through. Look, that's just gummed itself up. I am brand new to this. I have only had this for about a week. You'll forgive me. But it's blooming rock solid stuff. It doesn't move. I think the flicking is a little bit harder when you've got a small area to put adhesive onto. I think that might be challenging. There we go. I can do this. Look at that, I managed it. Yay! Right, so just fold all your parts around. If you don't want to use Fast Fuse, you could use one of our many other adhesives that we do have. We have an adhesive for everything. But I have only had this for about a week, but I've been using it and I'm really impressed with the strength of it. It's not as strong as Sticky Strip, but it's not as, it doesn't have the temporary factor that Snail would have on a box. So I suppose my choice is, do I battle with Sticky Strip or do I go for the Fast Fuse? I think I'd probably take the Fast Fuse. Right, this part here, and here we go, talking of another adhesive, this I'm going to use the two-way glue on, and the reason I've lifted it up is so that I can position it. Two-way glue comes out blue, as you can see. If you stick it down while it's still blue, it will be a permanent stick. If it goes clear, it is a temporary stick, so it becomes repositionable. So I can position that, and I'm feeding my hands through to make sure that I am perfectly aligned. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. And then a piece of window sheet, which I now can't see because it's see-through. That bit didn't stick. There we go. Oh, I can see it now. Piece of window sheet. I've just literally, I've eyeballed it and cut to size. And, oh, let's bring out another adhesive. Mini glue dots in each of the corners. And that is all you need. So these are also blooming strong things. And position it over where the window is. And that means that you can see straight through. Love it. Okay, let's start putting the box together. Where's the bottom one? There it is. So lid on. And I will grab those two cards. I don't think I've got an envelope to hand. That was daft, wasn't it? So you can see there is plenty of room. And then the envelopes would go inside. For those of you who work with 8.5 by 11, yours are deeper than our cards. So plenty of room for yours as well, because I checked. Right, final little bit going on. Here's my scraps. Actually, I'll probably use these scraps. I have got the itty bitty accents. I've got the 4-petal flower. I'm going to have 6 of those, because these will match the card that I made. I have a prepped sponge this time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and look at the video from a couple of days ago where I forgot to prep my Tangelo twist sponge and had to do it live on camera. But I remembered this time. Oh, every day's a school day, isn't it? You learn something, don't you? Learn to prep those bits. I think it's because you know, for 12 months I've not had to have I've not prepped new sponges. Because obviously I've had the colours and the sponges made and I forgot. Oh well, it's okay. This Hello Honey is lovely. It's a very, do you know, if you loved summer starfruit, or maybe if you loved more mustard, which is one that retired a while ago, you will like this. And I know people have issue with yellows, but this is nice. It is a proper honey colour. It's not a sunny yellow like Daffodil Delight. It's just a gorgeous colour. So those there, and then I've got some Basics rhinestone. No, these are Basics pearls. So I've got these, and I'm just going to put them in the centre of each of the flowers, and then I can start positioning them on the box everywhere that I want to go. And as you can see, I kind of scattered them around, little clusters and scatters. And then before I put those, I want to get the ribbon on. So where you put the ribbon is really entirely up to you. Oh, I forgot to sponge the edges. Oh, that was daft. I meant to sponge the edges, as you can see here. Just on the, I hope you can see. I meant to do that, I forgot. I'm showing too many techniques today. So, ribbon on. And I'm not going to try and tie a bow today, because I'm already aware I'm taking your time. But a knot is quite sweet, and then I can fiddle around with it a bit more because it's a knot, and so I can position it slightly differently. So I've still got my window all fully showing, and then I can put these in position. Let's clear off my desk a bit. So I'm going to go with the cluster down at the bottom, because that actually now looks like a little bare area. But when it's an optical illusion, when you cluster the flowers, it fills it. And then I stick definitely another one on the window. I thought that was quite cute before. One over there, one over there. And then I shall finish with some more of these little Basics pearls. Again, one on the window. Oops. Oh, it's running away. There we go. One over there. And a final one off to one side. And then that is my card box holder. Yes, card box holder. But I hope you like it, with all the chatter involved. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I do hope to speak to you soon. Bye.